Today we're going to be taking a look at loot from 10 hours of searching for Arkhalis. The Arkhalis is a super rare weapon that has a 1 in 30 chance of being found at an enchanted sword shrine. This means that many Terraria players will never get the Arkhalis because only a few shrines spawn in each world. Well, lucky for you guys, I'm a massive nerd and I spent 10 whole hours looking for this thing. So let's take a look at some of the cool things I found in the 10 hours. Firstly, let's look at the stats. I created 106 worlds and discovered 247 shrines. That's an insane number of worlds and I almost died of boredom by the 10th hour, but we can now look at some of the cool clips, so it was totally worth it. Excuse the potato quality, but early on I killed a piranha and I got a robot hat, which I was so happy about because I could wear a nice little hat during the 10-hour run, but then I got bored of the hat and I upgraded to the Andrew's hat because coincidentally the guide was called Andrew. He fell in water and drowned, and when he died he left with him a green cap. So I put on that lovely little cap and then I got on my way with looking for more shrines. Another very cool clip is this shrine that is literally sticking out of the ground and it is on the surface. I'm pretty sure this is a glitch because usually the shrines are quite far underground, but in this case it was just poking out for me to find. And we didn't get an Arkhalis unfortunately, but we did get an enchanted sword, which is pretty good. This was a really crazy world because the dungeon also had a massive mound on it with a massive tree on top of the mound. I don't think I've ever seen that before, having a huge tree on top of the dungeon. It would have been cool if the tree actually went down into the dungeon passages, but unfortunately it dodges it and that does not happen. To show you guys how crazy it is to have a shrine on the surface, look how far down you have to dig to get to some of the shrines. I mean, this one's like several hundred blocks underground compared to the one I found, which was literally standing on the surface. That is pretty crazy. So these are the 3 shrines that were the closest together. I was searching medium worlds and you can find 3 shrines per world, so usually the 3 shrines are spread across the world. But check this out, all 3 of them were incredibly close together. Out of the over 100 worlds I searched in, these are definitely the closest together. I mean, this is probably the closest they can get really, without them starting to overlap each other. So let's look at world gen glitches. I mean, check this out, there's a huge bulge of land just sticking out of the desert, with a lonely tree at the top. I mean, I probably should have cut that tree down to put it out of its misery. Talking about world gen glitches, you are about to see the worst ocean you have ever seen. When I first saw this ocean, I could not believe how messed up it is. Think of the worst ocean you can possibly think of, now times it by 10, and that is what this looks like. So let's take a look at this lovely little ocean. So first of all, there's trees in the ocean, which obviously shouldn't be there. There's no water, and the craziest thing out of everything is there's a chest room here with an extractinator. I mean, there's even gold ore and like some tin over there. This is such a crazy ocean. I don't think it's possible to get one worse than this. And there's a shark and a crab. Let's kill the shark, maybe he will drop something awesome. A shark fin, yay! Even though you get that every time. Right, so it's almost time to look at how many enchanted swords and Arkhalis we get, but let's take a quick look at our friend Pinky. I came across him over 10 times, which gave us a decent chance of getting the slime staff. Also, note the coin portal there. That's pretty cool. I saw Pinky and got a coin portal at the same time. So now it's time to see how many Arkhalises I got in the 10 hours of playing. I did record every single sword shrine, so I can actually show you every time I got an Arkhalis. And bearing in mind, since it's a 1 in 30 drop chance, I did a little dance every time I got the Arkhalis because they're so rare to get. And just before we get to the final number of swords that I got, I'd just like to say thank you so much for the support recently on Loot From. If you want to see more videos like this, then be sure to like the video, and you can always suggest what you'd like the next video to be in the comments. If it's a good idea, I'll be sure to make it. So here we go guys, this is the loot from over 100 worlds and 250 sword shrines. Each column represents an hour, so on the first hour we got 6 enchanted swords. On the second hour we got 9 enchanted swords and 1 Arkhalis, and so on and so forth. We got roughly 10 swords per hour. As you can see, for the most hours we got roughly 10 enchanted swords, give or take. And we got 6 Arkhalises in the 10 hours. that works out at 0.6 Arkhalises per hour, so I got roughly 1 every 2 hours when I was searching for the Arkhalis. That kind of shows how rare this weapon is, because I spent 10 hours looking solely for the Arkhalis. I wasn't doing anything else, I was just running across the world, and once I finished roaming the world, I would delete it, make a new one, and start again. So this weapon is incredibly rare. The chance of finding the Arkhalis in a single medium-sized world, if you find every single sword shrine, is about 1 in 10. So you will have to make like 10 or more worlds and find all of the shrines just to get this sword, which kind of shows how rare it is. So that wraps up today's loot from. You guys know the drill. If this video gets 3,000 likes, I will get cracking on yet another loot from. Be sure to leave your suggestions in the comments and subscribe for more awesome, fun and interesting Terraria videos. Have a great day guys, and I'll see you guys later.